everyone, and welcome to the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. My name's Adam Sykes, founder of SwiftCase, the professional productivity platform, and today I've got with me
Phil Whitby, a developer at SwiftCase.
And Craig McCarthy, development manager at SwiftCase.
Okay, great. So today we're going to talk about the upgradability of devices and how, in the past, certainly when I started into sort of interesting computers, you could build what you liked, and you could upgrade the memory, you could upgrade the processor separately. You really had access to the device to build what you wanted, and we've kind of seen a shift, haven't we, over sort of the decades, if you like, towards sort of sealed unit black box devices that you just buy, you don't touch, and you throw away, and they're a consumable almost. You chuck them away and get the new phone, or you get the new laptop or whatever. You can't really do much to them. So I think this is something
I think it's just because
recently
Johnny Ive retired. Well, he kind of left Apple and he started his own business, but he, for me, was like the prime instigator in this, because together with Jobs,
the iPhone was one of them.
Yeah, the iPhone. Well, I think they started before that, because with the Apple G4 Cube, it was getting towards that. So I think Jobs was definitely a prime mover as well, but I think I've facilitated it massively. Now that he's left, I wonder whether Apple may swing back towards a more modular, upgradable thing. I don't think it's going to happen, but it seems like at any time in their history it's possible now. And it's not just phones and computers either. It's now happening with cars, and it's been happening with cars for a while, because most cars now have a Bluetooth or interface where diagnosis of problems is done that way. So you have to take it to the garage to even find out what's wrong with it, because it requires an error code. And then what you'll then see is that only garages affiliated or even within the car maker themselves will be able to fix it. And in fact, the Tesla, which we talked about in a previous podcast, in Tesla, garages don't even do the work. You have to send it to Tesla, and it can be like an 8-month, 9-month lead time or lag time for the fix. And now all that has come about because of Apple.
You get software fixes, don't you, for your Tesla car?
Yeah, exactly. Which is a nice part of it, because it's like a car as a service, isn't it?
Yeah.
So whereas before it was like, there's your car. If it breaks in any meaningful way, we'll do a recall. Like I had to get the airbag gas canister replaced in my car because there was a defect. But with Tesla, it's literally like it gets upgraded, like your software gets upgraded. You suddenly
it's an ongoing relationship, isn't it? It's not we've sold you the car, that's it. It's up to you what you do now. And
I suppose that's a benefit of having that sort of sealed system in a way.
So when you want to get the next version up, though, like the new model, I suppose it's affected some other businesses as well, hasn't it? Because I always think back to football kits. Years ago, you used to have the same, like a team used to have the same kit 2 or 3 years, even longer sometimes. It's every year now. It's like 3 new kits every year. And it was around the same time Apple came about, really, with the iPhone and things like that. I'm just wondering whether they've seen people are buying upgrades every 2 years as opposed to 5. And people are willing to do that, and that's why other businesses have thought, well, people are happy to just,
I think they've just pushed it as far as they think it can go. And they always will. People, the person with the bright idea is going to be the one that's like, how about we milk them a little bit more? And may have talked about this before, whereby something like when you're almost a monopoly, like Sky, back in 10, 15, 20 years ago, they can really abuse the customer. You can charge a huge amount of money, still have adverts, have a rubbish selection. Effectively, Netflix comes along and undermines it because they kind of say, well, actually, we can do all this £3-4 a month or whatever it was when it first started. And I think it may go that way, and there may be a backlash against these sealed units, because it's pushing people in a direction whereby they're like, well, actually, it only needs to be it doesn't need to be like weightless.
But this is the issue with Apple, though, isn't it? Is they've managed to, when they came out with the iPhone, they managed to convince people that you needed more than a phone. Because I can ring people on the phone that I've got today, that I got like a year ago or whatever, and I can ring people on the phone that I bought probably 20 years ago, I get to
Quality's
speak
the
to
same.
someone at the end. The phone call's like the same quality. It's cheaper for me now to actually make the call, but that's because I'm paying loads for the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
But actually, there's not been an improvement in speaking to people. About, say, I don't know, was it like 10 years ago, we sort of got reasonable data streaming and cost was okay, so we could see each other. Very few people actually use the video call
That's
function,
interesting,
unless you're talking to like older relatives and you've got kids, and or you've gone on holiday and you want to show someone something. So I don't think video calling's not like FaceTime when that came out. That's kind of died. You don't hear people going, "Oh, we FaceTime."
Yeah, it's such an unusual
Do you?
thing, isn't it?
It's
It's
like
still a special event.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
Skype, you might use it for business to like
Yeah.
a Skype, like a meeting.
Yeah.
But you don't really. It's not
I
like
see
the
a lot-
daily. You don't see people doing video calls.
The only
Most
time I
people
ever see
just
that
record.
is on the bus, and it's kids talking to other kids.
Yeah, it's novelty though. Then isn't
Yeah,
it? It's not
exactly,
like
yeah, yeah.
necessity. But we haven't really got anything new. They've kind of sold us a computer with apps and whatever. But actually, the phone part of it is still as good as it was 20 years ago. Really, there'll be some technical issues. There's better coverage, or you know, you use less battery or whatever. But actually, we're buying devices and we're buying devices every year that aren't doing anything new. And this is the issue with Apple got, where like they're reaching the tail end of this iPhone issue, where
functionality
people are
isn't
going,
good. Yeah.
where's the new bit?
Yeah.
It
Oh,
doesn't
my,
do
the
anything.
my face, my emoji.
You know, I've got 5 cameras or 6 cameras on the back. I can produce like a Hollywood film on my phone.
Yeah. I can
You
zoom in 50 times with perfect clarity.
Yeah,
It's just...
But those aren't killer features.
I can
really.
phone.
Yeah.
I can do this. It's like, what's next?
No. Well, actually, what you made me think there is, what's actually happened is that we've increased our ability to communicate textually. So when the mobile phones first came out, you didn't text at all. It was a really cumbersome, like, pointless thing.
Yeah.
Now it's all about text. Like, I'd rather speak to someone textually than speak on the phone.
Yeah, most of the time
most
it's
people do.
WhatsApp, isn't it? Now, like,
or Twitter.
whatever.
Or I think
Yeah.
that's the revolution, is that you can now just do that to millions of people.
Yeah, but
But you
that's
can
still
do-
not improved over the. You
Yeah,
know,
it
since I
hasn't.
could text in 1999.
Yeah.
You know, WhatsApp gives me a slightly better interface, and I can text to multiple
It's
people.
nothing
at
that's
the same
happened on a
time.
device, though, is it?
But it's not the device. The device.
Yeah.
We could probably install WhatsApp on a 10-year-old
Oh,
device.
Or
and
like
it
a
would still
£50
it would
smartphone,
still
yeah.
work. But they've sold us this idea, and a lot of it comes back to, there used to be, in the old days, that you'd buy something for effectively for life, and
Yeah,
things would come
tables
with
and-
lifetime guarantees, wouldn't they? Even washing machines were like meant to be 25 years or you know. Now they kind of like, we build stuff not so good, so it doesn't last,
Disposable,
because we
isn't
know
it?
that people want to upgrade. Now there'll come a point, like you say, there'll be a backlash, and obviously there's an environmental issue to a lot of this.
That might be the key.
You know, and people want things that last longer. So we're not chucking, like, you know, fair enough, some of our phones or some of our technology might go to, you know, developing countries and get refurbished and get there. But after that, it's going in the bin. You know, you can recover some of the rare metals where it's worth,
Well, the boards
you know,
go
like,
in the bin.
you know, they do recover some of the rare earth metals because it's cheaper to recover them from the board than it is to try and mine new resources. But, you know, the plastics, you know, all the, you know, those sorts of parts, they're just, you know,
That
you
might
can't
be-
recycle the whatever the glass screen's made out of, can you? I don't think. You know, all these composite materials, they're going on the tip.
Yeah,
And that's a new phone for everyone. Probably everyone gets a new phone like now every 2 years.
I expect to get one every 2 years as part of the I look forward to it, but I don't know why I look forward to it anymore. Probably because I'm a sucker for the marketing. But
I mean, this year my wife got a Samsung. Not really. Like, we've had this video before about, you know, one of our other podcasts about Samsung versus Apple. But it was probably more the fact she's had an iPhone for that long that there was nothing new on the iPhone that a switch to Samsung.
well, that's why
was a
I'm
novelty.
considering a change next. Because I've used a Samsung phone for so long.
Yeah.
But I kind of want... It's like Christmas, isn't it? It's like, oh, I've got this new toy. It's different. Great.
You get Huawei or
Yeah.
just because you want to be spied on.
Yeah, exactly.
Get into that social credit
exactly.
system.
I tell you what, I knew it all... This was all going wrong when Samsung got rid of the removable battery.
Yeah.
Because iPhone had obviously always done it.
Was it the 5? I think it was S5.
Yeah.
They got that metal back, and you were like, that's.
And that was the
end.
big advantage, wasn't it, of Samsung? It's
Yeah.
like, well, you've got an iPhone, well, at least I can upgrade my battery.
Yeah.
It's going to last forever. And then they got rid of it, and it's like, oh.
Like the bragging rights, that not that clear anymore.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, it's a different OS.
But But what happens is I've done an article about this recently where with hedonic adaptation, it's like the differences are so slight, yet people's visceral response is so much higher because there's so you can say people will start wars over Samsung and Apple. That's going to happen someday. There'll be like skirmishes and people will die because someone said Samsung is better than Apple or vice versa, even though literally the difference between them will be even infinitesimally smaller than it ever was.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know why I'm doing this actually, but that's surely like really difficult for people to acknowledge when they seem to be so clearly different. They were competitors and they had definite goals.
There is like a convergence, isn't it? It's like Microsoft now, with their tablets. Microsoft is selling tablets. Yeah. And like now they've opened up their first store in London, I think last week. Yeah. They've got a flagship store right next to the Apple store where it looks exactly the same as the Apple store.
Just
the same concept.
Yeah.
Like you can go in and you can work and you can learn things in the Microsoft store with a big flag that's got Microsoft on it.
How long does it take them to get that?
It's like they're just becoming Apple.
They're doing a good job actually. I mean, they are being quite innovative.
I think Microsoft have done very well. I think there was a real chance where Microsoft could have been
absolutely.
They were kind of losing purpose. They didn't do very well with the portable music. Did they? The Zune.
The
like thing that we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
They didn't do very well with the phones. Really, they never really kind of took off.
They went into a depressive phase.
People weren't buying PCs.
Years.
They were buying MacBooks. So they've managed to keep on their baseline and kind of got interested. I mean, I use their tablet because I think it's a really good tablet.
It's
the
fantastic.
Surface is
amazing.
brilliant, and also the range you can get in the Surface. You can get different specs. You can get different models. You can put there's a memory card adapter thing in there.
So they're combining that kind of innovation with that modularity that Apple does.
So you can at least you can get different models and tweak it. You can't like take it apart and put like new memory in like you would with a PC or even laptops. You can upgrade stuff, but it's certainly better than the kind of you can pick from 3 models from the iPad or whatever.
But I think that's a bad part. I think the beauty of the iPhone and the iPad initially was that it was one thing, it was uncomplicated, and it did the job because everything's optimized for that one thing then. Now they've got like iPad Pro, iPad Air, iPad Mini, things like that. It actually takes them away from their core.
I find it a bit overwhelming now. I haven't followed Apple's devices for years.
But it used to be very clear, wasn't it? It was like, this is the one, that's the other one.
You might have 2 models, which is enough. I think like you've got the regular and you've got like the Plus, the Pro. And that's all you need.
But now it's gone ridiculous.
Now you've got like 800 different models of the iPhone, which is ludicrous. Like the smaller ones, they've got 2 different sizes. They come in about 8 million colours. They've all got different names. It's just crazy.
That's because they're trying to find a way to differentiate from the fact that actually the iPhone 10 is the same as the 9, which was the same as the 8.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to go back to like the 7 before you go, oh, actually, they look a bit different.
They're digging deeper. They're trying to mine the customer base for those people that are just...
I mean, until we get like something that needs real processing power, like say you're going to have like, I don't know, VR or AR, AR, and you really need a faster processor. At the moment, just to play a few rubbish games on a phone and
even there again
and so on, like
the phone's as powerful as a laptop.
That's what I mean. So you can do all that, and this what I always used to have these conversations when I worked in like sort of the hardware industry. It's like, what do you actually want to use your computer for? Because if you only want to type a letter, send an email, do this, why are you buying a £2,000 computer? Because you can do that on a £400 one, and unless you're getting it just for status. That I've got this big machine or I've got the latest iPhone because look, it's status wise. Actually, technology wise, you're just paying over the odds.
I think that's why maybe a reason why we won't go back to that modularity is because status is too important, and so many consumers now don't even care or even know about upgradability. They just want it to not be scratched
and be the latest.
It's just like when they look at it, actually this one's a bit beat up on the back.
It'll be interesting to see if it comes back as a feature. Almost where it's like a selling point, but maybe it's a little bit easier to do it if you,
Yeah.
you know, like buy these extras that you can kind of plug in yourself.
Google tried to do it. They're trying to have a modular phone.
Mm.
It was one of their projects where you could put a new camera in if you wanted a new
Yeah.
camera.
Oh, I
and
see.
what happened with it?
Well, I haven't even heard of this. Is it good?
I can't remember what it was called, but they literally, it was a big thing. They were like,
Another Google project.
yeah, you can sort of do every part of it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
It ended up looking like HAL from Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
The little thing, that device. It just looked like that. Yeah.
Brilliant. So if you manage to get hold of one of those Google phones, then please send a picture and drop a comment below in the comments.
Yeah, and don't forget to check us out at swiftcase.co.uk, and if you want to help us build our subscribers, don't forget to subscribe, and check us out on social media at SwiftCase UK.
Did you say subscribe? Yeah, don't forget to subscribe.
Like this video.
Like it. That's a good one.
Like this video.
Like the video. Yeah.
Let us know that you like the SwiftCase Productivity podcast. Thanks for watching and listening, and we'll see you again next time.
Yeah.